In this video, what I want to do is show you how we build contracts using the Blockly editor. So let's get started. You can see we're on the Blockly tab here, and this is the place that we put the contract that we're building. And in this part of the screen, what you see are a list of the various components of contracts. If we click contract, what we see is templates for all the different kinds of contract. And if we click on one of these and drag it into the workspace, you can see that what we have is a payment. And let's make that our top level contract. We click it into there. Now, what we have to do to complete this is we have to fill in these gaps. So what we have here is we have to say who is paid, how much they're paid, in what currency, where they're paid from, so that's an account number with an account owner. So let's see how we fill those things in. We need a party here, so let's click on a party. Let's say that's a role, and let's say, whoops, we need to have a payee here, and then we click a role into there, and the person who will be the payee will be Bob. So Bob is getting paid here. Let's pay Bob 1 ADA. So let's choose a constant value 1. And we have to say what currency we want to use. So here we could use a custom currency, but we're just going to use ADA here. And we'll say account 1 with owner Alice. So that will be a party to the contract. That will be Alice here. And so now what we have is a contract that will pay Bob 1 ADA from Alice's account number 1. But we have to say then what the contract does next. It makes that payment. What does it do next? Well, let's look what sort of contracts we can have. We've got a choice of things. We can do a conditional. We can wait for somebody to take an action. We can define a particular value. But the simplest thing is to close. And let's close that. And that has given us a complete contract. It makes a single payment. And we can now take that contract and convert it to code. And we see that rendered as Marlowe in the simulation tab. And what we have here is the simplest possible contract, which is just a payment. In fact, it's not waiting for any inputs. We have an empty transaction. If we apply that transaction, then the payment will be effected. But we get a warning here that the contract was supposed to make a payment, but it was unable to make that full payment. So let's undo that. And we can also, if we click on static analysis and analyze this, we will see that we get a warning without even running the contract. Now, in this case, there's only one option, but we'll see in other examples that the analysis can check every possible path through a contract. So just to summarize, what we did here was build a simple contract in Blockly, converted it to code, and then we were able to simulate its action and also to analyze its behavior. So let's stop here, but what we'll do next is take our simple contract and extend it with some further constructs.